Spartans! What is your profession?
I'm not their echo, I'm my own sound. My roots in the earth, my head unbound. They whisper and judge, but I'm not their clay. I mold my tomorrow, I'm done with today. I walked away from their parade. Their words like stones that ricochet. They call me lost, but I am found on this quiet road where I'm unbound. I walked away through the quiet of the storm. Their voices loud, but my soul felt warm. They point their fingers, call me the stray, but I found my freedom when I walked away, yeah.
I walked away from their parade. Their words like stones that ricochet. They call me lost, but I am found on this quiet road where I'm unbound. I walked away through the quiet of the fray. Their voices loud, but my soul felt warm. They point their fingers, call me the stray, but I found my freedom when I walked away. They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
Their dreams aren't mine, they never fit. A puzzle forced, it just won't click. I see the world through my own eyes, not filtered through their scripted lies.
Their dreams were cages I couldn't call home. I saw a horizon where I could roam. They don't understand what they can't contain, but my path is my own through joy and pain. They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
Let them whisper, let them glare. I've grown strong in this thin air. The crowd may roar, but I won't bend. My road's my own until the end. They call me the outsider for chasing my flame. Their rules and their boxes I refuse to claim. I won't be a shadow, I'll carve my own way. They can't try to shame me, but I won't obey. They call me the outsider for chasing my flame. Their rules and their boxes I refuse to claim. I won't be a shadow, I'll carve my own way. They can't try to shame me, but I won't obey.
They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
So call me the outsider if that's what I'll be. I'd rather be lost if it means I'm free. Their maps are for them, I'll chart my own sea. I walked away, now I'm finally me.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everyone doing today on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday afternoon? I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are Engineered to Win. We are in the building. How has your weekend been going? How is your Sunday going? Are you ready for the week? Are you ready to get out there and get it? I am. I've been working all weekend and I am super, super excited. We had an awesome vibe code and chill session yesterday. We worked on I was talking about coaching. I was talking about how people need mentors, how they need coaches so that they can know whether they're doing well, what they need to improve on. We were building a prototype for a Scrum Master application, which I'm kind of on the fence about. But I do have something else to show you today. And Magnetar gave us a walkthrough on Math GPT, and it's actually pretty cool. It wasn't the Math GPT that we looked at, but we still don't, like, because I still don't have access to it. I feel so unwanted from MathGPT, but it's all right because Magazine showed us the one that he did sign up for, and it was pretty awesome. Shows you, it breaks down, the problems. It was really cool. So that was really good. If you want to see what we did in Vibe Code and Chill, I'm going to be uploading it this week. I might be clipping it up as well into little segments as well, uploading it to the Patreon at technotrap.dev. Check it out. But it was really cool, really cool. And I'm working on a bunch of different things that I will be sharing with you today as well. The goal for today is to see if we can get the Indico events to integrate with Slack. I was able to get the customizations, like the logo and stuff showing up, the colors showing up. I know how to do that now. But now I'm on to how can I get it to work with Slack. So we'll be investigating that today to see if it's even possible at all. I'm sure there's something that can be done. What is it? I am not sure yet, but we will investigate. That is what we do here. We are engineered to win. All right. Quick announcements, really quick. Tomorrow. Oh, before announcements, I gotta do a little bit of housekeeping. A little bit of hold up. I just gotta say a big thank you to all of the subscribers to the channel, those who are brand new to the channel, and those who have been with me for a very long time. I truly appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Whether you're watching on X, whether you're watching on Twitch, whether you're watching on Arena, and of course, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day, even if it's just for 1 minute, to tune in and see what we're working on over here, how we're trying to add value into the world from here, down here in South Florida, all the way to the other side of the world. We have people watching all over, trying to add just a little bit more value, a little bit more of tech positivity into your lives. So I just want to say that I appreciate every last one of you.
I appreciate you.
Shout out to all of my Patreon members, my tech barbarians, my technical explorers, all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to add extra value, whether you join from the Vibe Code and Chill, whether we're doing one-on-one coaching, working on projects, all of that. I think that you work so hard, and I was on a coaching call earlier today, and just seeing the progress that my tech barbarians are making because they are working to get better, even if it's just like 1% better every single day, and I can see the results happening in real time. We are the best.
We the best.
And shout out to my tech mercenaries. Those are the YouTube members who allow me to be on YouTube on a regular basis, who allow me, like, my videos to be translated all over the world, adding value in India, in Tokyo, in maybe China, if YouTube is allowed over there. Wherever the videos are translated, they're auto dubbed, all that good stuff. We are global. All right. So shout out to all of the tech mercenaries who allow this to be possible. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
All right. Announcements tomorrow. We are going to be premiering Candid Conversations at noon Eastern time. I want to talk to you guys about outcomes versus and over outputs. It is so easy to do a lot of stuff, but what value is that stuff that we're doing? We have to reset, reshift, refocus our mindset to the outcomes. What are the outcomes that we're looking for? And then drive those outputs to actualize those outcomes. So that's going to be the conversation tomorrow. Looking forward to being there with you as we kick that off. It's going to be really good way to kick off the week tomorrow at noon Eastern time. We're going to be going live on Tuesday night. Tech news, tech Q&A, working on something. Maybe we'll continue working on Indico. We shall see. But looking forward to seeing you there Tuesday night. Tuesday night, we're actually going to be starting a little bit later because I have some appointments to that are lined up. So I'll probably start around maybe 7:30ish. So we'll go from there. And then that's basically it. I'm going to be uploading so we do have the Scrum Night from last week in the TechnoTrive Patreon at technotrive.dev, and I'm going to be uploading the Vibe Code and Chill from this past weekend, where there was so much game. I mean, whether it's the Scrum Night, whether it is the Vibe Code and Chill, so much game. You should definitely join us for that because you can ask questions, you can give insight, you can talk about what with the field that you're familiar with, and we can relate that back to tech and mindset and all that good stuff. So join us. It is a really, really good session that I'm going to be uploading it this coming week for the past week, all of that. All right. So that is everything. That is everything that is upcoming. Sign up for resumeflow.app. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Get your resume analyzed, upload your resume, get some feedback, and go from there. Like, you can see how well you match up to the job that you're interested in. Resumeflow.app. Sign up today. Don't hesitate. Apply smarter. Apply smarter today. Okay. That is everything. Let's jump into the show, right? So let me check the chat. Actually, let me check the chat. I got my guy with me, always with me. Thank you so much, Junior. Junior says, "What's you can never really know when we are going to be." It was all good, just a prompt. Give me a second. Give me a second so I can move this annoying thing. Let me see if I hide that. Move that. That is so annoying. You thought you had it fixed, and then it just pops right back up. All right, where is my... Put it back. Where did it go? That thing really irks me. All right, we're good. So we got my guy Junior in the building. Says, "What's up? What's up? What's up, family? What's good with you, Junior? How are you doing? Hopefully everything is going well for you this Sunday afternoon." All right, so here's how we're gonna start this off, right? So, actually, I have one more announcement. I have a question actually, because I'm gonna do some research on this, but because I'm not the most familiar with how Apple's platform works. Because I pushed my app. I pushed the time cost calculator with because it said it had to be like version 18, but then I see a bunch of people who don't have like on my test users. I see a bunch of people still on version 17. So I think I'm gonna have to check this out because if the majority of iPhone users are still on on iOS 17, then I should be able to do this on version 17. I don't know. I'm a little confused by that. I'm gonna look into that because I did upload the latest version of the app in test mode, but some of my testers, it's just that they still have iOS 17, but I kind of feel like I was forced I was forced to make it available for version 18. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna do some research on that. But it is available in test mode. I wonder if I can share that out too. How did I share that yesterday? Let's go here. Remember I had a test link for this. I wanted to drop the test link in the chat, but I'm not sure if I can get it. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat as well. If anybody's interested in getting the test mode, I think right now it's requiring you to be on iPhone 18. Not entirely sure, but I'm gonna drop it in case anybody wants to give it a try. It's a really the new features are really cool, really helpful, helping you to evaluate the value of your time. And we have a lot more features coming out soon as well. I'm gonna drop it right there. Let me go drop it on Arena too. If I can find the Arena chat. Let me see. Test mode, iOS. All right, I dropped it in Arena as well. We shall see. All right, let's get into this first topic of mine. We're gonna talk about this, right? We're gonna do it like this. I started yesterday, right? After Vibe Code and Chill, I said, you know what? The way that I am managing the like my coaching program, it could be a little bit more, it could be a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more, so what I'm looking for, organized, I would say, so I can track the goals that we're setting, so I can track the progress that we're making. And I was like, you know what? I also want to integrate some mindset. So I really really appreciated David Goggins' accountability mirror from Can't Hurt Me and the cookie jar. So the accountability mirror was the he had a mirror and he would put all the things that he struggled with, all the things that beat him up, and then as he would accomplish them, he would take them off the mirror because he overcame them. And then the cookie jar was all the things that he accomplished, all the things that he struggled to do, and then he was able to accomplish them. He would put them in the cookie jar, and then like he would, in his words, get poopy pants. He wouldn't be feeling like he's capable of doing something. He would reach into the cookie jar, pull out the piece of paper, and it would tell him what it is that he had accomplished. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I can do it." Right. So with that in mind, those like I really, really appreciate the book Can't Hurt Me. And I was like, you know what? I want to incorporate some of that into my coaching, and I want to have a portal for to manage my coaching members so that once they sign up, they go in there, we can set our goals, we can set our like you can schedule your calls in there, and then we also have like the accountability mirror and the cookie jar, right? So I started yesterday, winging it, and I just wanted to show what I came up with so far. And guess what? I was like, you know what? I'm not going to waste any time. I know there's going to be issues as I work through this, but I'm going to start using it with those who I'm coaching so that we can start getting value out of it. We can start getting feedback on what's working, what's not working, what can be enhanced. And so it's been so far it is going pretty well. I'm going to share it with you what I've done so far. So this is it so far, right? I named it Tech Barbarians Coaching. Might change it, might not, I don't know. But this is like when you first get to the page. I think if you're not signed in, it'll tell you to sign up, or maybe it is dashboard, and then you go to dashboard, and then you would sign up, right? But I'm still figuring out how I'm going to get people to sign up because I like it's not really just open to any random person. It's kind of like by invite. If I have to vet you, if I want to work with you, then I will say, all right, go ahead and sign up, and now we can start going through the process, right? But that's so far that's what I have in mind. Back in the days when I would just have anyone just be able to sign up, it was an absolute mess. You got to get vetted. You have to go through an interview process to see if you're going to be a good fit to work with. All right. So, and then the system capabilities. I don't know how accurate this is yet because this is like lovable generating this stuff, but precision targeting, lock onto your objectives with laser focus. That's true. Advanced goal tracking and progress analytics, and that's going to be continue to be built out. Accountability armor, bulletproof accountability system that keeps you locked onto your mission. I agree with that. Neural acceleration, supercharge your performance with AI powered insights and optimization protocols. I already have one AI powered tool in there. I'm going to be getting more as well as we continue. And then elite network, connect with a world class coaches and high performance individuals. That part I don't know. Well, I mean, world class coaches. I should just say coach. It's going to be me. The way that they were building it and the way that I'm building it, it could be it could be in a way a platform that coaches can use, but I don't really know if I want to do that, right? I might just have it for myself. I don't know. That part, if that's the case, that'll definitely come later. But right now, it's I'll build it in that manner, but it's really gonna be for me to manage my coaching members, right? But let's explore the system. So this is what it has: the goal, progress, accountability mirror, cookie jar, where you can have your victories. You can see what your challenges are. And this is going to be like to schedule a consultation where I can actually meet with you and see what's the deal, right? All right. So, and then all this other stuff is stuff that it put in by default. I will probably just get rid of it. All right. So now if we go to, I go back, how do I get to I go back over here, go to dashboard. So in this dashboard, it is basically as a user, they're gonna have their profile. This is like I'm still working on this part, but they're gonna have the ability to schedule their coaching call straight from here, and it should be integrating into my Google Calendar, so that they can see my time slot availability, and they can just say, all right, go and book this time slot, and then it sends me it puts the invite it puts it on my calendar, it puts it on their calendar, I can also see it in here, right? Going back to setting up the goal system where you can put your goal description, you can set, and then we do 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, 6 month goals, right? Everything is supposed to lead to here. So I would definitely want you to have your 10-year goal first, and then your 5 year goals should be leading to your 10-year goals, your 3 year goals should be leading to your 5 year goals, and your 1 year goals should be leading to 3 year goals, and 6 months to a year. And then we're gonna say, all right, these are the action items that we're gonna be doing. And I added this here so that we can get some AI help to help us set SMART goals, which are specific, measurable, actionable, relatable. I believe it is. Is it relatable? I think it's relatable, and then time bound, right? And set the target date, all of that good stuff, right? So that's going to be that. This is going to be the accountability mirror where you can put your challenges, things that you're struggling with, and then you can, once you knock it out, you say it's complete, and that is good to go. And then we also have the cookie jar, where that's going to be to highlight your wins. All right. Um, let's see. So that's basically everything. That's how it's going to work. There is a section for the coaching, and there's a section for the admin. The coaching section is going to be the like that'll be for me. But if it was a platform for other people to be able to use to manage who they're coaching, it would be who they are. It would pretty be like a list of who they're coaching. And then you can go, and the way that I have it is where you can go and say what was the details from the last call. You can also add in what can you add in? You can also add in so you can schedule, you say the details from the last call. You can also add in like actionable items for like your next call, like what do you want them to have done. So a place to manage like the different people that you're coaching. You can see a high level overview of each person, maybe in a list, different things that I'm working on. But I already sent it to those that I'm coaching so that they can sign up, and then we can start using this so that we can set our goals, have our sessions, have your accountability mirror, and have your cookie jar. So that is something that I'm actively working on. I'm really, really excited about it because it is going to be it's going to be a total game changer, so that those that I'm working with, they can easily have one centralized place to see, okay, what am I doing? What are my expectations? Let me log in. Let me make sure. And then like we have an upcoming coaching call. You can see what did we talk about last time? What did you have to get done for the next time? I'm going to be implementing like reminders and stuff like that. And as this gets moves forward, maybe I'll implement capacitor, so that with capacitor, we can also make it a mobile version as well. So I have a lot of ideas for this. I will say this though. I will say this. Lovable changed they got rid of the legacy mode for the way that they do the credits. Now it's all agent mode, and it eats credits and tokens like crazy. It is painful. It is painful the way that it is just like running through my credits. So I'm gonna probably I'll probably go down to like 50 credits, because this account that it's on is gonna renew in a few, like, by next week. So I'll probably go down to like 50. I like to have my rollover carryover just to be on the safe side. But like even on the other account, it's eating tokens like crazy, because it like just the way the agentic way is. And lastly about this, right? There is a part about this, like, you would think some stuff should be super, super easy, right? But it just can't do it for some weird, it's just so annoying. And here's my latest annoyance. You would think that AI can just fix this just like that. But no, now I'm gonna have to go and fix this myself. I have to figure out why it's happening, then I have to fix it myself. it is it is so frustrating sometimes, right? But this little thing right here is driving me crazy. When I go to another page, right? So I go to this and I go back to the page, it just continues to reload the page. It's so dumb. It is so dumb, right? And I go here and I come back and it's like, why are you like what's your malfunction? Why are you doing this? This should be super easy, super simple for you just tell and that's the part that really annoys me about it, right? I asked to fix it like 3 times. And it says, okay, I did this and it fixed. Nope. Oh, okay, I did this and it fixed. So it's still eating up all of my freaking credits, right? But it's not fixing it. And it's like so stupid because it should be something that's so simple, so easy to figure out, and it can't do it, right? Sorry for venting, but this type of stuff just really because like now if I'm here and I go back, it's gonna take me back to this page. And I'm like, no, if I was over here and I was doing something and I had to go check another tab to see how it works, I should be good. But no. Here it is. And I'll even show you this, right? I'll even show you this. So if you guys remember working with Kilo, it's like the open source version of like a cursor where we integrated into VS Code. They recently made it available for JetBrains plugins, which I installed. I was testing it out. Great, right? But guess what? It couldn't fix it either. It made some changes, it made some progress, but it couldn't fix it. It could not fix it either.
Bruh.
So now I'm gonna have to go in and figure out on my own, probably using Gemini, prompting back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, here's the code, here's what's happening, how do I fix it, and then have it help me because this is just ridiculous. Like I spent $3 with OpenAI credit to try to fix it, and it can't do it. It can't do it. So I'm like, I have had enough. I'm gonna go back to me working through the code, working with Gemini the way that I did some other projects, because it's just dumb. It is just dumb. Like some things you would think is so simple, but no, it has to be a pain in my butt. Whatever. Anyways, I'm done venting, but I'm excited about the coaching portal. I'm annoyed by some little things that are happening. We'll get it to work. It is what it is. Just read your AI Bible for me. That's all. Just keep me in your AI prayers. Okay, that's all I ask of. That's all I ask. I ask you to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and to keep me in your AI prayers. All right, that's all. All right, we are going to get to work now. Let me go ahead and get that down. All right, cool. So let me check the chat real quick, and then we're going to get to our first working segment. Junior says, just downloaded the time cost. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Just downloaded the time cost calculator beta app to test. It had to delete my original time cost calculator app though to download the beta version. Makes sense. Probably because of the naming and stuff like that. But I do have to look into if people who don't have iOS 18 are not able to use it, and if they're not, am I able to make it support iOS 17? I don't know. I have to look into that. But thank you so much, Junior, for doing that.
I appreciate you.
And Junior says, I love the implementation of reminders because sometimes we forget, and a perfect example is when Patreon sends a message about the vibe code and chill, and then you send a reminder a few hours earlier. Yeah, so I do that to make sure that if somebody had forgotten, so I try to send it like when I schedule, like when I create the post, Patreon's gonna send out a message, and then when I do the then like I'll do the group chat thing so everybody can get it. So on Patreon, right? They have a new live streaming feature of it, capability on Patreon, but I really want to use it. But the reason that I haven't used it is because there's a limitation in Google Meet that I could get around if I used Zoom, but I don't really want to use Zoom because I have like I'm baked into the Google whole ecosystem. But if I was to go live on Patreon, then I wouldn't be able to use Google Meet the way that I do now. And now you guys can't come up onto the call. We can have a conversation, all of that good stuff. So I'm like, no, I'd rather have the conversations. I'd rather have you guys join the Meet. But if I could push the Google Meet to Patreon the same way I'm able to push it to YouTube, then that would be the ultimate win for me, right? But we shall see. We shall see. I'm always tinkering around. I'm always trying to figure things out, and we'll get it done, right? Junior says, sometimes I forget until the reminder comes in. Junior says, that's my issue with the prayer list. It tells me this is good, and it really isn't. It's annoying. It is annoying. And like this, the thing is with this issue is so small. It is so small, but it just can't get right. It can't get right. I'm gonna have to fix it myself. As far as your prayer list, Junior, let's fix it. Let's fix it next vibe code and chill. I can pull it up. I can see, like, you tell me what the issue is, and I can give you some insight. Maybe help you prompt it, maybe see what the error is. I don't know. Let me know. But next vibe code and chill, not this coming Saturday, but the Saturday after. Let's look at the prayer list and let's work on it. Let's just work on it, right? I think that'll be a great idea. Next vibe code and chill, we will be working on Junior's prayer list. All right. With that being said, I believe we are ready to get into our very, very first segment of trying to integrate Indico events and Slack. So I'm gonna go and pull up Gemini, and I'm gonna go with put up 20 minutes.
It's time to do.
And I'm gonna, you know what? I just thought of something, right? But I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that for break time, because another thing irked me today, right? But I'm gonna save that for break time. Let's go over here. So I have Indico events running, and I'm gonna show you that I was able to get my localhost 8080. I was able to get my logo to show up. I know how to get the CSS to show up as well, but I don't want to jump into that. But there goes my logo. If I was ever to put on like events and conferences, then I would be using this. But the main reason that I'm doing this right now is to try to figure out how to get it for events management at work. Now, let's do this. I'm going to go and create an event, and we're going to say, maybe I'll do meeting, and let's say let's say vibe, code, and chill. And let's say this is going to be on the, it's on the 21st, no, on the 20th. And time zone, we're going to say America, New York. And we will say, well, not worry about that right now. And we will say, with that. All right, cool. So we have our event created. Let me change the time. The time is let's say the time is around like 2, like we normally do. And end time, let's say it's gonna be like at 5-ish, like we kind of normally do. And I'm gonna save this for now, right? So we have our vibe code and chill session. Let's go back to that. Let me see, switch display view. All right, vibe code and chill. The agenda for this meeting is empty. All right, let's go back to, I don't know how to, all right, let's go here, and what is this timetable thing? I guess what would be happening during the meeting? Let's see. So let's leave it at that. Now, what is this layout? I guess this layout is for the actual meeting itself. Okay. So now I want to, what is video conference? Create Zoom video conference. That's pretty cool. Add an existing one. All right, so we have that. And so if we go back to home, we should be able to see that we have our vibe code and chill set up. And if I do view, no, not this one. thought there was a way to view as somebody else. No big. Ooh, what is this? No biggie. All right, cool. So we got that. We got that. Now, I want to figure out how can I integrate Slack into Indico events, right? So let's say I installed Indico events through Indico containers running on my local machine. By the way, it is thundering like crazy outside. It might pour. I do have my headphones next to me in case it does pour, so I can so the rain doesn't drive me crazy. But it is possible that there is a high possibility of rain today. So just bear with me as I navigate through that. Okay, so I installed Indigo events to Indigo containers running on my local machine. I have what I call it. I have a Slack. Group / organization, I guess. Organization. I would like to integrate Slack with Indigo events to send notifications to a channel when an event is starting, and I would like to send a Slack message to individual users who have signed up for that event. All right, so that's what so I basically want to do a way so that the events go when an event is starting goes to a channel, but then also send a message to that user to let them know, hey, the event that you signed up for is starting in X amount of time, so that they can know that they should be in any particular given place. All right, so that is what I want to do. Who have signed up for that event, so that they can know that their event is starting in a certain amount of time. I tried to install the Indico chat and Indico Slack plugin, but it looks like those no longer exist. Can you let me know how I could get this to work? All right, so there goes my prompt. Let's see what we get out of that. Open up this drink real quick. All right, so let's see. Oh, what is Signal? What is Signal? Let me see. So it appears to become a common challenge as the older Indico chat and Indico Slack plugins are no longer maintained. The current and more flexible approach to integrating Indico with Slack is to leverage webhooks. This method allows you to send automated messages from Indico to Slack channels and directly to users. Okay. This process involves a multi-step approach that requires some custom development in the form of a lightweight Indico plugin. Below is a comprehensive guide on how you can achieve this. Channel notifications, alerting a Slack channel to send a notification to a specific Slack channel. When an event is about to start, you'll need to create a custom Indico plugin that listens for a specific event trigger and then sends a message to a Slack incoming webhook. I think I created the webhook part already. First, you need to set up an incoming webhook in your Slack workspace. This will give you a unique URL which you can send messages. Go to your Slack app directory and search for incoming webhooks. Click add to Slack and choose the channel where you want the notifications to be posted. Fair enough. Slack will provide you the webhook URL. Keep this URL safe as you will need it later. Develop a simple Indico plugin. Oh, okay, so we can, all right, so Indico has powerful signals system that allows you to execute custom code when certain actions occur. You will need to create a basic plugin that connects to a signal that is triggered before the event starts. So your plugin Python code would look something like this. Is that it? That would be super sweet. Holy crap. If that's that simple, that is awesome. All right. The plugin connects the reminder run signal. Reminder run. Where does it say reminder run? Reminder, the event title is starting soon. Okay, reminder run. Signal event reminder run. Where is that coming from? Is that the name of the... Okay, so we'll look into that. The plugin connects the reminder run signal. This signal is fired when an event reminder is processed by the Indico background tasks. Could we just do it at the scheduled start time of an event? The send Slack notification function is executed when the signal is triggered. It constructs a simple message and sends it to your Slack webhook URL using the request library. You will need to package this code as an Indico plugin and install it to your Indico instance. You can find more information on developing Indico plugins and the official documentation. Individual user notifications, direct message to attendees. Sending direct messages to each registered user requires a more advanced approach, as you will need to map Indico users to their Slack counterparts and use the Slack API to send messages. So I think I'm going to bypass this one then, and let's see if we can go straight to here, because this is actually what they really want, right? So I'm going to look into that one. It says sending direct messages to each registered user requires a more advanced approach, as you need to map Indico users to their Slack counterparts and use the Slack API to send the messages. So basically, when the user comes in, it needs to be tied to their Slack account. And the only thing with that is being able to find what their actual Slack account is, because I don't think how we're going to connect it is going to have a... Or I don't know. We'll figure that out. Because there's always ways to do that, right? It says for sending a direct message, you need a Slack app with a bot token. Go to Slack API website and create a new app. From the feature menu, go to OAuth and permissions, and under scope, add the chat write permission for bot. Okay, so there's something. This allows your app to send messages. Install the app on your workspace and copy the bot user OAuth token. It says enhance your Indico plugin. You will need to modify your plugin to fetch the list of registered users. Okay, so basically what they're saying is you're going to have the user connect, like taking that Indico plugin in their Slack, and then they're going to be able to get that message, right? So a key challenge is associating your Indico users with their Slack user ID. A practical way to handle this is to add a custom field to your Indico registration form where users can enter their Slack member ID. I'm going to find out if there's a mapping of Slack to users, because the goal also is to end up using Okta. So through Okta, they can do SSO login through that, and if their Slack ID is in Okta, then that should be an easy connect, right? But here's how to extend your plugin. So I guess we're gonna have to do the other stuff as well, and then we're gonna go. All right, so we'll do the first part because we're going to be extending that plugin with this individual user notifications. We have our Slack bot token, our Slack API for that, and then header Slack bot token for registration and event registration. Assuming you have a custom registration field named Slack member ID, then the Slack member ID go here. Important considerations: custom fields for Slack ID. You would need to create a custom field for, okay, you got that. Permission, ensure that you have the chat right. And error handling in a production environment, you'd want to add more robust error handling as well. By following these steps, you can create a seamless integration between your Indico instance and your Slack workspace, ensuring your event participants are always well informed. That's exactly what you want. So this one, this is gonna be all right. This is gonna be hilarious. This is gonna be hilarious. All right. Are you guys ready for this? Are you ready for this? Right. This video provides a helpful overview of integrating third-party services with Slack, which can be conceptually useful for your Indico integration project, right? Guess what video that is? Guess what video that is? Is this an inception? It is the video that we are recording right now. Talk about being up to date. So the video that we're recording right now is the video that they're recommending me to watch so that I can figure out how to do this, because this video is going to be teaching you. So this is Back to the Future, or is this future to the back? I don't know, but that is hilarious. That is hilarious. Talk about a win. Talk about a win. Anyways, thank you, Google. So let's do this. Oh, let me ask this question, right? So, would it be possible that the trigger happens based on the scheduled time of an event that is part of a conference that is entered in Indico, or the scheduled time of a meeting? Let's see. All right, very practical. The trigger for the notifications can absolutely be made more granular and tied to specific start times of individual conference sessions or meetings. The previous approach, using the signal events reminder run signal, is tied to the reminder setting of the main parent event. For a multi-day conference, this is an ideal, as you noted. A reminder for the conference isn't the same as a reminder for a 9 a.m. keynote. Exactly, right? To achieve this level of precision, the best approach is to modify the plugin to run a scheduled background task called a cron job. Yeah, we looked at cron jobs before, instead of relying on the event reminder signal. This task will periodically check for any meetings or conference contributions that are about to start. Here's how you can adapt the plugin for a more precise triggering mechanism. The scheduled task approach. This method involves creating a plugin that runs a function at a regular interval every 5 minutes. This function will query Indico's database for sessions and meetings starting within a specific time window, next 15 minutes, and send notifications for them. Enhanced plugin. All right, so this is the plugin. Looks like that's all the code for it. So that's the code. Basically, they're saying the people that are registered. So channel message is the same. The people who are registered. What's up, OTTO? How are you doing? How are you doing? About to get to the chat as soon as we get to break, but shout out to you. Thank you so much for stopping by, OTTO. All right, so we have the code, send it to the channel, and then now sending it to the individual registrants. So the people who are registered, you add them to the list and you say boom, 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 boom. Celery. Oh, we have celery running as well. All right, so that's perfect. So we have celery. Define the scheduled celery task where it's checking for every 5 minutes. So that's what celery does. Okay, perfect. That's awesome. We have our Slackbot token, our Slackbot webhook. Let's see. All right. I guess we can go ahead and get started with this. However, this is going to be in Python, which is fair. Avoid duplicate messages. All right. So no longer relies on reminders, handles both meeting and contributions. Avoid duplicate messages. It is all right. Cool. So let's get started. Let's go to, what do I want to go to? All right. I want to go to, I want to open up PyCharm actually. I have Indico containers running here, but this is running in WebStorm. But if I want to create this, I want to do it in PyCharm because let's go to Indico containers. And we are going to go over to here. And I'm going to copy that Python code. And I will, this would be, let's make a folder. What's this? Let's make a folder. I'm just going to go to the top level, I guess. I'm going to make a folder called Slack notification plugin. And I am going to say Python file, and we'll just call that Slack notifier.
Lunch break.
And I'm going to drop the code in here for it. And let's check if there's a package called Indico, and then I'll go to break after that, right? But let's go to Indico. Is there a package called Indico? Oh, there is a package called Indico. Let's go ahead and install it then. Oh, there's a lot of versions. Let's go to the latest one. Defaulting to user installation. Normal site packages is not writable. Could not find a version that satisfies the requirements. What are the requirements? No matching distribution found. What are the requirements? Say okay. I don't know what the requirements are. That sucks. Let's see, 3 point. What? All right, well, we'll figure that out after break, but we should just be able to install Indico. That's gonna suck if we, Indico plugins maybe? We'll look it up. Anyways, whatever. Break time. It is break time. It is break time. So let me see what we got going on in the chat, and then we will get to our, I guess, second topic of discussion. Let me see. We got Operation Tech Takeover in the building. It is always a pleasure and a blessing to have Operation Tech Takeover stop by. He is super duper busy working on networking, working on his the job that he has to drive 100 miles for per day. I'm exaggerating, maybe not, but he is awesome. So always happy to see you here. Shout out to you, Operation Tech Takeover. Let's see. I know I said something that made Junior laugh like crazy, but I forgot what I said. I just be saying things and I forgot what I said, and then I see the left, like, what did I say? I'll go back and find it on playback. OTTO says, just getting off of work, wanted to jump on and support the family. Shout out to you, OTTO.
I appreciate you.
Let's see. All right, cool. So first topic that I got for you guys today, or second topic, I guess, however you want to look at it. A man used AirTags to track his stolen luggage. I'm gonna put a poll in the chat. I am gonna put a Back to the Future. That was funny. That was pretty funny. Back to the Future. I was like, whoa, this is not even done yet. All right, I'm gonna put a poll in the chat. Right. I want to know. What would you do? Right. Let's see. Start a poll. Right. If someone stole your luggage, would you confront them if you found it with AirTags? Right. So, we're gonna say yes, no. That's gonna be yes or no. Are you gonna go and find the person who stole your luggage if you have AirTags? And and then put in the chat, what would you do? Put in the comments, what would you do if you tracked down the person who stole your luggage and you had Apple AirTags on there or whatever it is that you're using? Maybe I think Samsung has some now. Would you go and track them down and you're like, you know what? You know what?
How dare you?
Right. So that's the poll. I'm gonna start the poll right now. Please let me know your thoughts. Would you track them down or would you confront them? It could be at their house. It could be at their job. Who knows? They could be on a date. You could wait to see them on a date, and you say, "Oh, they brought my luggage to a date," and you say, I know you're trying to get into something tonight, but you're a thief. You're a liar and a thief, right?" And then maybe you still the date. Anyways, let's jump into this article. Let's see what actually happened here. Let's go to zoom in a little bit. All right, so let's go over here. We'll put 5 minutes up on the clock. And this says that, make sure the time start up. Cool. So it says that, so this box was by Mashable. Says, let me see, manages AirTag to track down stolen luggage, find person wearing his clothes. That's gotta suck. AirTag saved the day and this man's luggage and his clothes right? So it says, here's another reminder that AirTags can do a lot more than find your keys. They can also help you recover stolen luggage. Bruh. It is sad that we need to have stolen luggage, right? And how do you know which luggage to steal? How do you decide which luggage you want to steal? Right? A man returning to his Los Angeles home from Salt Lake City in August used an Apple AirTag to store it inside his suitcase to track it down after it was stolen from baggage claim, according to the NBC Los Angeles. After searching multiple carousels, Daniel Scott, not related to Michael Scott, but Daniel Scott checked his phone and tried to locate his luggage with an AirTag inside and saw it was moving away from the airport. They got some nerve, right? Scott said he sprinted to the ride share. It says, follow that car. Sprinted to the ride share lot and grabbed an Uber to follow the moving AirTag, according to the report. Meanwhile, his partner called LAX police and they traced the AirTag to an abandoned building nearby. Okay, this is sounding like a scary movie already. Who takes a stolen luggage to an abandoned building? And you got to think about this, right? In order to get into the airport, wait, let me think about it. No, I'm wrong. Because it's only on international flights, I believe, that you need to go through. You have to get your luggage first, and then you go to customs before you can get out to the rest of the airport. But if it's a local flight, then the baggage claim is open for anybody. So you could have some random person. You could actually have some random person just waiting for luggage to come out before you even get out there. Like, oh, boom, got this luggage. How do you know what's in it? I don't know. It says, let's see. When the police showed up and lined up several people who were in the abandoned building, Scott noticed one of them wearing his clothes. My first question would have been this, right?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
That would be my first question. How dare you? How dare you just not even 5 minutes of leaving the airport? You already have my clothes on? Come on, man. Come on. Scott told NBC police detained several people and Scott was able to get most of his clothes back. I don't think I would even want my clothes back. I would not. I would say, you know what? You're going to jail. But when you get out of jail, you can just keep the clothes. You're going to jail for stealing my clothes, but you can just keep it at that point. Although if it was a jujitsu gi, those things are expensive. I would be super pissed if somebody stole my jujitsu gi, and then when I track them down, I confront them, they're wearing it, and I'm like, well, who knows what you done smoked or inhaled or shot up while you're wearing my jujitsu gi. I would rather not, right? Police, and this is why I do not like traveling, number one. But if I do travel, I don't like traveling with luggage. I just like to have a carry-on or a personal item. I don't like all that stuff, right? Although they were scattered throughout the building, and his suitcase had been destroyed. There is no respect. There is no respect nowadays, right? I wonder what kind of suitcase it was as well. Was it a cheap suitcase? Was it an expensive suitcase? Because even the cheapest suitcases, right? Unless you get it from like not even a Ross, maybe you get it from like a DD's discount store or maybe a thrift store. But even at Ross and Marshalls, the cheapest suitcases they might run you like $40, right? And that's for like a small one. If you go on a big one, that's like $50 to $60 at minimum. But suitcases, they can range from like $100 to $200, and they're kind of heavy, so they contribute to the weight limit. It's a mess. It is a mess, right? So to think that your suitcase was destroyed, and the people who are probably crackheads or some type of other fiend, they're definitely not token fiends like me, right? They are definitely not token fiends, right? They're probably like
Move
some
on,
crack.
back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
They're probably some crackheads, right? Now they done rummage through your stuff, and like, would you even want your clothes back at that point? Scott urged others to travel with a device if they can. It just gave me a fighting chance to find my luggage and retrieve it. I don't know if I'd want it back. Apple AirTags were launched in 2021 as a coin-sized Bluetooth gadget that could attach as a keychain or inside your wallet to help the forgetful locate their stuff. But since then, Apple AirTags have become used for a lot more than finding really absent-mindedly placed valuables. A London couple successfully used an AirTag to track down their stolen Jaguar. Can't they just use the GPS for that? I don't know. And a man set up his own sting operation by attaching AirTags to power tools to uncover millions of dollars worth of stolen tools. My goodness.
Bruh. Congratulations, you played yourself.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Anything else? Airlines have used the increase in passengers using AirTags to improve their customer service offerings. Since last year, more than a dozen AirTags have started allowing flyers to submit their AirTag data to track missing luggages in hopes of reuniting with their owners quicker. Reunited, and it feels so good. I don't know. I don't want anyone stealing my luggage, but if they were to steal it and they start wearing my clothes, I would probably be like, you got it. It's yours. I hate you. I hope you spend a very long time in jail. In Los Angeles, you'll probably spend no time in jail because they don't believe in enforcing laws. And if your luggage is under $999, and they're probably like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. No arrest, no felony, no nothing. So, moral of the story. My moral of the story is, I have a few morals of the story, right? Don't travel. That's number one. Don't travel with luggage. That's number two. Don't travel to California. That's number three. Definitely don't travel to Los Angeles. That's number four. And if I get an Apple phone, get an AirTag, but I probably don't need it because I'm not going anywhere. So that's the moral. That's what I got from the story. I don't know what you guys got, but that is what I got from the story. This article is written by Cicely Morin, a tech reporter at Mashable. Shout out to you, Cicely. Shout out to Mashable. Shout out to Apple AirTags. Now, my question is, would you go and confront the thieves, Would you follow them and say, "Hey, you stole my loafers. You stole my shorts, you stole my bathing suit." And you are wearing my bathing suit as well. That is disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. But would you track them down? I would probably just call the police and say, "Hey, I see my AirTags is located here. Being in Los Angeles, they probably won't go anyways, so you might have to." I don't know. It's a mess. Los Angeles, California, recipe for disaster. So I'm just saying. I am just saying. All right. Anyways, let me check the chat. Let me see what the fine people of the chat thoughts are on this. Junior had said when the app recommended the video that's not even done yet. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. OTTO says, "Oh hell no! Nah. If you got on my gi, you're gonna have to show me why you deserve to wear that. We're gonna have to run the fade. Let's do it." Now here's a real question, OTTO. Are you going to slap hands and bump fists before you run the fade, right? Because it would be proper jujitsu etiquette that if you're going to do a live sparring session with the gi on the line, you have to slap hands, bump fist, and then you go at it, right? That's only fair. That's only fair. If it's gonna be a duel for the gi, you gotta and it's gonna be submission only, right? Submission only. I think it has to be submission only. It has to be submission only. Now, here's another question though. While we're talking about jiu-jitsu, what do you do to somebody who refuses to tap? Like if you got them and they just do not want to tap, right? They refuse to tap. What do you do? Right? That's the question. We'll come back to that one, but that's my question. What do you do for somebody who refuses? If they refuse to submit, they just like, if you guys remember the movie, Talladega Nights, right? When they're in the bar and Frenchie, that's what they call him, Frenchie. He said, "If you do not say I love crepes, I will break your arm." And Will Ferrell, Ricky Bobby, refused to say it. And he says, he even tried to compromise, and he said, "No, I will," because he said, "All you have to say is I love really, really thin pancakes. That's all, and I will not. I repeat, I will not break your arm." Will Ferrell, he thought about it. Oh, that's a good compromise. But he said, "You know what? No, I will not say it because everyone knows if I said I love crepes." If everyone says I love really, really thin pancakes, they will know that I really meant that I love crepes, and I will not say it. So he said, "Break it, Pepe Le Pew." He said, "Break it, Pepe Le Pew." And Frenchie broke his arm. So I do not think that is the right approach for somebody who refuses to tap. I have a different approach. I'm gonna finish reading the chat and then I'm gonna tell you what my recommendation is. All right, let's see. So Junior says, "I only travel with a carry-on 99% of the time. When I do fly, most times I drive when it's in the States." I hate driving so much. Like if I have to drive 45 minutes, I get annoyed, right? When I have to drive out of town, I'm like, "Oh my God, it's so annoying." I don't like flying either. I don't like going anywhere. Basically what I'm saying is I don't like going anywhere. I don't like going anywhere, right? However, when I do travel, it's either with I'll have either a carry-on. If I can get away with just a personal item, then I'm all in for a personal item. But normally I have and it depends on the airline too. It depends on the airline. If it is a Spirit flight, then it is definitely a personal item. I am not paying $60 for a carry-on. There is nothing that I need. I'm not going anywhere for that long. And I'll say, here's the deal. Here's the deal too, right? A lot of times, there's what you need to bring that you would put in a carry-on or whatever, or a luggage. It's cheaper just to buy it when you get there, than to pay the $60 each way for whatever luggage that you're using, right? So for me, I'm like, you know what? I'll just buy it when I get there. I'll go and find a Walmart, a Walgreens, or there's no Walgreens anymore, but Walmart, whatever, and I'll just buy it. I'll find a local store. I just buy it when I get there. But in Aldi, definitely in Aldi, right? So that's how I see it. That's how I see it. Let me see. And OTTO says, nah, this ain't no friendly match. We are on the streets. Oh my goodness. OTCO says, nope, not happening. I'm not shaking hands. I'm not bumping fists. We are going at it. I'm going for the kill. I got you. All right. So before we get back to working on this, right, here's my answer. Here is, all right. So, there you go. OTCO knows the game. If they won't tap, they are going to sleep. So here's the thing, right? Because sometimes you might have an arm lock, you might have a foot lock and stuff like that. And it's like, you don't want to hurt the person, right? So I'm like, all right, fine. You want to act all tough and stuff like that. Your arm is like on the brink of breaking, and you don't want to tap. No, okay, cool. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna let it go. But I'm gonna transition me abandoning that submission that would break your arm in half to a position to choke, and I will not let that go. I will put you to sleep. I will let you fall asleep, and then I'll be looking at you and I'll slap you on the face like, "Hey, wake up! You okay? You okay? Wake up! You okay?" Because that's how you teach. That is how you teach. A lot of times, oh, you give them insight, and there'll be some people right in the middle of the row. They start asking questions. They start coaching people through. I'm like, no, I don't coach anybody in the middle of the row, right? We go at it, and then I'll give you some feedback. And if you don't tap, I will put you to sleep. And then when I wake you up, like, wake up. You should have tapped. You should have tapped, all right? That's how it goes. Learn to tap. How do you learn to tap? You fall asleep. We're not gonna break your arm, your elbow, pop your elbow. I will say let it go. Always let go of submission. Don't hurt your training partner. But definitely put them to sleep and then wake them up with a little slap. And they're like, they wake up like, oh, what happened? Just give them a little slap. Wake up, right? That's how you do it. Let me see. Junior says, I love driving. I don't like going anywhere. So says, at one point I was going on road trips twice a month. I visited almost half the state's capital with my daughter for her homeschool. That is super duper awesome, Junior. Oh my goodness. Round of applause for my guy, Junior. That is a good thing. And thinking about that too, right? Because as my kid starts getting into different activities and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of traveling that's involved and jiu-jitsu competitions, whatever else he's into. So yeah, that's one of the great things about homeschooling is because like you can homeschool anywhere that you're at, So really cool stuff. I commend you, Junior. Shout out to you.
We the best.
All right. Let's get into another working segment as we try to implement this application. All right, let's get to it. Let's do that.
Let's go.
And we're gonna go over back to here. So we were having issues saying that Indico was not able to install. But there's a bunch of Indico plugins. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to install this one again, all right? Let me see if I go to... it exists. All right, so let's do this. Let's go over here. Let's go here, pi.org. And if we go to Indico... let's see. So we have Indico here. A general purpose event management tool. So that's the actual tool itself. Requires Python 3.13 all the way to 3. What? What are you saying? Hold on. Tools for meeting management. All right, so let's see. How would I create a custom Indico plugin? All right, so let me see here. From indico.core.plugin and import Indico plugin. So they have that, but when I try to install, all right, so let's do a pip install then. Let's go over here. Let me see if I can do a pip install because I'm not sure. Pip let me create a Python vnv. Let's do source or the source vnv bin activate to activate our virtual environment, and I'm going to do pip install Indico. Okay, that's working. But it shouldn't install everything though. Let's see what happens. Because I just wanted to, I guess we need it. Just have to import requests as well. Let's see what happens. See, the reason, that's why I didn't want to, because I know this is like a really, really big file or package, but I guess it's fine to install it so that we can, and it's installing on a virtual environment too. There's just a lot of stuff that it has to install. There should have been a way just to, I guess, I don't know. See, it's installing all the fonts and stuff. I don't need all of that. It's kind of annoying, but whatever. So, all right, anyways, let me go and let's see. I'm gonna go while this is installing, I'm gonna go to the other page. Let's say api.slackapps. Events notification. Being that this doesn't really matter too much, I can, so I'm gonna go over here. So if in case anybody's never seen like Slack stuff, we're gonna go to, let me add an icon for my thing. Let's go to logos. Let's go to, where's my logo? Where's my logo? Let's go with this logo. Let's go with that. And that's all I really need. Let's save that change. Or I guess there's nothing to save. I want to get my incoming webhook. Copy the webhook. Let's go back over here. All right, so Indico's installed, allegedly. What? Let me put my webhook in here for now. Your Slack webhook. You would fetch your Slack tokens from your plugin settings. I need a Slack bot token. So I need to create a, let me see. We'll go back to looking at those details. I don't know why it's not install package or installing a package, the package Indico. Make sure the all right, let's go. Yes. Installing package into requires administrative privilege. All right, let's do, should have admin privileges. Let's go to, Let's do that. I don't know why I didn't. Let me see if this is gonna work. So what's the difference between installing it here and installing it there? Let's see this one. Let me see alerts. Just one. All right, cool. That's not bad. All right. I feel like it's doing the same thing twice. Whatever. It's okay. We'll figure this out. I just want this thing to work at the end of the day. Come on. Maybe it's taking as long as it took the other one. All right, so let's go while it's doing that. Let's go over here. It's not wasting any much time. Let's go to back to Gemini. And registration field get. Oh, okay. So let's go over here and let's go to this. Oh, maybe not that one. Let's go to let's go here. Let's go here. Let's say registration somewhere. Where is the registration? Participants? Let's see. I know there's a place to do registration here. Settings. Timetable. Allow users who cannot access the event to register. This will expose open registration forms to anyone with the link to the event. You should let register without having access. But where is that registration form? Let's see. Oh, you can create a series out of this too. That's pretty cool. All right. Where is the registration form? Administration, homepage, integration, applications, checking app, API, user management, rooms booking, customization, plugins. I don't see. Create event. I already have the event created. Why is that one not working over there? That's interesting that my logo is not working over there. I'll fix that. But maybe that's the login logo. Let me see. Nope. Timetable? No. All right, we'll figure that out. This thing still isn't done yet? Jeez. All right. Where do I where to configure registration in Indico? Go to your events area, click organization, registration on the left banner. From there, you can create form to make a new registration form. All right, so it says click organization. Okay. Export portable version. Organization. So there goes organization. And then click what? I don't see organization on the left. Steps to configure registration, access event management. I literally don't see it there. There is no registration form for, okay, there's no, okay, so can we create one then? To create a new registration form, specify the participant visibility setting below. Okay. Participant visibility, show, okay. Visibility permanent. All right, so let's say create. Ah, okay, there goes the registration form. So registration form, configure. Let's add Slack handle. And let's go to text field, Slack handle, submit. Where did it add? All right, Slack handle. I guess that's good right there. Let's go and we save that. Do I need to click save anywhere? Nope. All right, so we go to now home. I don't know why my logo is sometimes showing. Go here. Let's actually open up the registration as well. Participants. Start now. Registration is open. Go here. Register. Tech Coach Ralph. Register. So now I'm registered. My Slack handle is saved. All that good stuff. Going back over here, we have Indico was installed. So now, all right, so everything is showing as expected now. Perfect. We have all this. We need to generate our Slack. No, we need to generate our Slack bot token. All right, so let's go back over here and I'm gonna ask Gemini, how would I create my Slack bot token to enter into the script? All right. Creating a Slack bot token is straightforward through the Slack API website. Here's step by step. Go to Slack, create a new app. We have the app. Create app, add permissions. So we need to go to OAuth. All right, OAuth and permission. OAuth and permission. And we are going. Is this one? Is that it? Let's see. Under the bot token scopes, add an auth scope. So go to scope, all other permissions go to scopes, and then we're going to do chat right. So we're going to go down to scopes. Is that a bot scope token? Under, close that out. Close that out. That over. All right. So under bot scope tokens, chat right. All right. Got that. Bot scope token, we're going to say chat right. Send a message as events notification. You can go with that. And it says you change permissions, please reinstall your app for these changes to take effect. If your app is listed in Slack Marketplace, you need to resubmit it as well. That would be pretty cool to create an app for that. You'll be asked to grant permission. So scroll back up to OAuth and permissions page. Click install the workplace button at the top. You'll be asked to grant. All right, so let's go. Reinstall your app. I will do it for this channel right here to test it out. All right, our app is reinstalled. We have the chat right. We have that. All right, cool. Next up, copy your bot token. Where's my bot token? Bot user OAuth token. Is that it? And your bot user OAuth token would now be visible. Copy that, and we're gonna put it right here in your Slack bot token. All right, cool. So those could probably be externalized secrets type stuff, but we're gonna go over to here, paste that in there. We got that in that. Let's see. Find all upcoming meetings in the window. Find upcoming contributions. All right. Let's see what else we got to do. So, treat your token as a password. Never share it in public places or commit it to a public code repository like GitHub. So don't share it on YouTube. It gives direct access to post messages into your Slack workspace. All right, I can just delete it. I can just delete it. But I want to get it to work. I want you guys to see what we're working on, right? So no biggie deal. Let's see. All right. Let's see something. So we got that done. Let's go to all right, so let's go back over to here. And let's see what else we have to do. So we did how to create it. So we created that. We got our script. Now what?
Lunch break. Lunch break.
I guess now it is lunch break. All right, cool. So perfect. Let's go to break. We shall go to break, and then we shall return to do, I guess, hopefully the final segment and see if we can plug this up somehow. I don't know. We shall find out. But it is now time for break. Let me see. Nothing new in the chat. Do me a favor if you haven't done so already. Like the video, share the video. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time we go live and drop new content as well. Shout out to everybody who is watching on Arena. We got 15 watchers on Arena. Shout out to all of you. Coin, crypto based people, you guys are super awesome. I am learning a lot from the people over on Arena. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to them. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully this is able to add some educational value into your lives as well as some entertainment as well. So shout out to all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Shout out to everyone watching on YouTube, X, Twitch, all of those good fine places. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate your support and for allowing me to add just a little bit more value into your lives. All right. Also, to control the dev. sign up today. I'm going to be uploading the Vibe Code and Chill from this past week. I'm going to break it. I'm going to cut it up into little pieces to put in the Patreon as well to add more value there. A lot of information. We were there for like 2.5 hours. I'm going to break those up so that you can see the different segments and get direct value from what you need. If you can't sit there and watch the whole 2 hours on Patreon, all right? Resume to Flow, that app, check it out. Upload your resume, get some feedback, see how well you match up to the job that you're interested in, and we can run it up from there, right? Let me go to this other topic, our last break time topic before we get back to our last segment of work and then wrap it up. So I saw an article, right, about remote work. Oh, goodness gracious. Let me see that one. Yeah, that's good enough. All right. So I want to talk to you guys about, are remote workers stepping up their game? Are they? Because some people have really, really bad things to say about remote workers, and some people love remote workers. Some people love working remotely, and some people hate working remotely, right? It just depends. But I saw this article. This article says that facing stiff competition, remote workers up their game. I'm curious to see how it is they're saying they do that. I'm gonna get rid of this advertisement down here because it is driving me crazy. Let's get rid of that right there. Get rid of that. All right. So I got rid of the wrong thing. Apparently, let me refresh this. I got rid of the wrong thing. Let's go. Whatever. Let's go with that. So, anyways, since facing stiff competition, remote workers up their game. It says that when Kate Smith? Could you come up with a name that's more generic than Kate Smith? When Kate, I don't even know if that's a real person, right? When Kate Smith worked a 9-to-5 job, she was burned out. Suffering from daily migraines and thinking, I can't do this for the rest of my life.
Bruh.
She didn't have to. For her next role, Smith landed a remote full-time marketing job that enabled her to travel the world. They just want to have fun. They just want to travel. Some people just want to travel. Her laptop lifestyle took her to Bali, where she lived and worked for a year and a half. Every day I was riding my scooter through the rice fields and thinking, I love my life. This is amazing, she said, and that feeling never fades. I feel so grateful for the freedom and the flexibility. While Smith, 36, has worked remotely for more than a decade, the trend of ditching traditional office spaces to work from living rooms and beachfront shacks accelerated in 2020 when the coronavirus hit and workers could begin performing their jobs from home. Little do you know, right? Companies were like, you know what? Get your back to the office. Many people grew accustomed to the lifestyle change once they tasted the freedom and flexibility of a home office afforded. Working parents enjoyed meeting children at the school bus. I don't know about that. Others found more time for exercise, socializing, and basking in nature once their jobs did not include long commutes. I agree with that. Those commutes to work are long. If it's, yeah, those commutes, oh my God, like 45 minutes to get for a 15-minute drive, that's annoying. But after the pandemic subsided, I didn't put the 5 minutes, right? Let's put the 5 minutes. But after the pandemic subsided, many large companies began calling employees back into the office, creating a fierce competition for jobs that could be done from anywhere. And here's what happened, right? I saw this happen firsthand. A bunch of people, once they started working remotely, they went and bought homes in remote, far out areas that there would be, like, if companies required you to return to office, or if you, my bigger fear was if you lose your job and now you're trying to find a job remotely and companies aren't really hiring remotely and you're in the middle of nowhere, so you can't just travel to get to a job that's close by, then you would be screwed. So that's why I stayed myself put in happy South Florida, that I can quickly pivot to a hub like because we have Boca, we have Fort Lauderdale. In worst case scenario, we have Miami where we can get some tech jobs. So I was like, I'm staying where I'm at because I want to make sure that I am easily accessible and not put myself in the hole. All right. So it says many positions advertised as remote attracted hundreds, if not more than 1,000 of applications. Experts said, "Yep, that was what happened." Like if you'd go on LinkedIn, right? Unless it's like a major city, you're gonna see a job like you're gonna see the in-person jobs that they're gonna have like less than 100, maybe 200 at the most. Same for hybrid, but if a job was advertised as remote, it would be thousands of people. It was crazy. It was crazy, right? Fully remote is very rare now in the United States of the Americas. Said Mark Ma, associate professor of business administration at the University of Pittsburgh. It is getting much more difficult, and you need to look for the smaller firms or medium-sized firms, and those firms do not provide as competitive financial packages as the big firms, but they try to attract talent by providing more flexibility. So the choice is yours. Do you want to make more money and run it up?
Money.
Or are you willing to take less money for a smaller company, but you have more freedom and flexibility? You can work from anywhere in the world, you can travel, you can do all of that good stuff. That's the question. That is the question. Do you want more flexibility, or do you want to work from or do you want to make money, right? Depends. Depends. Says about 9% of paid US job postings on social networking platform LinkedIn in July offered remote work, while those type of roles attracted 37% of the applications, according to the company. Interesting. So 9% of postings are remote, 30% of people applying for those. Do we have a numbers problem? It always works out the same. They'll say that 80% of a certain population wants 20% of a certain population. 37% of applicants want 9% of the job postings, right? Below employers and people who haven't returned to an office offer. Below employers and people who haven't returned to an office offer advice on how to land remote jobs in a competitive climate. We shall see if that's the case. Let's see. The biggest concern for an employer hiring remote workers is ensuring they will do their work. Facts, said Carla Rover. I guess I have seen that. Founder of Strategy and Content, a startup that leverages artificial intelligence. I have approached people with a schedule saying, this is how much I create each day. This is how much I've built in a period of time, said Rover, who mostly has worked remotely since 2010. Assembling a strong portfolio showcases what you can do while working outside in office. I would say this though. Meeting there's good things and there's bad things to both, right? Like, because sometimes you'll be waiting for a response and you're just waiting for hours because there's not much you can do. While in an office, you could probably just walk up to the person, but then there's so much distractions that are happening in the office too, and then you have to go out and eat with the people. Like it's just like so, I don't know. I would, if I had to choose, I would take remote, right? But it's tough. Like there are some really good things of working in office though. Not the commute. Definitely not the commute. It says time management and independence, being self-motivated are really critical. It says Tony Franca, Tony with an I. That would be a lady's name, right? Tony with a Y would be a guy's name, but Tony with an I, like Tony Braxton, right? Tony Franca, career expert at Flex
Get
Jobs.
a move on, back to work, chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
A platform dedicated to helping people find remote work or flexible work. If you've worked remotely before, highlight that on your resume. List communication tools you've used, such as Slack or Microsoft Teams. I hate Microsoft Teams. Said Don Fay, operational president at staffing firm Robert Half International. I doubt mentioning that you use Slack and because guess what? People inside the company also use Slack and Microsoft, so I don't really see this as very helpful. Call out that you have worked remotely independently for X amount of time successfully. That'll be helpful. You really want to stress that. Stick with a role similar to your current job. That's true. After moving on from the office job that made her miserable, I'm telling you. What was her name again? Was it Karen? What was her name again? It was Kate Smith. So Kate Smith was like this, right? So where are we? So Kate Smith was this was Kate Smith. She was like,
I hate it here. I want to go home.
I hear that. Says after moving on from the office job that made her miserable, Smith created a side hustle coaching other professionals who longed for a nomadic lifestyle. So she's coaching people who want to work from anywhere in the world. Interesting. Her coaching eventually grew into a full-time job. I wonder what her coaching consists of. That's interesting. I'm telling you, people can coach for anything. When looking to transition into remote work, find a job that's similar to your current role instead of competing with better qualified candidates for the job that require more experience, she advised. Get your foot in the door and then from there, work your way to the long-term goal. Smith said, you can also try to convert your current job into a remote role. That's what Courtney Sandifer attempted after her husband, 60, had a heart attack and underwent cancer treatment within the same year. Geez, that is a lot. Did the husband have the heart attack and undergo cancer treatment? That is a lot. That sucks. I hope he's better. He retired early and they bought a small property in Mexico near the beach, hoping to reduce stress. We just got tired of the rat race. I don't like rat races either. I don't like rats, so I definitely don't like rat races. And I've never actually seen rats actually racing. Huh, interesting. It says Sandifer, 44, loved her job working in video production in Houston, but she took a risk telling her employer that they were moving and she wanted to do her job remotely. The company agreed she could be a contractor, but no longer a staff member. She lost her benefits, a big financial hit. That means no 401k, no health insurance, none of that. But it was worth it to be able to edit video by a pool and know she'll be able to visit her son in New Zealand, where he'll be attending college without taking much time off of work, she said. If you have kids, it is so much easier to be who you want to be with a remote job, Sandifer said. That's what came into focus for me. How will my family be the happiest and healthiest in the long term? It may not be the most lucrative, but you have to consider your own mental health. I hear you. I hear you. I don't know. When I don't have my health insurance, when I don't have my money, when I don't have my 401k, that messes with my mental health. So that's just me. That is just me. Those things mess with my mental health. When I don't have my fast internet connection, when I don't have my large language models, those things mess with my mental health. Those are my mental health problems, right? It says where remote jobs are growing, where you live matters. Europe and Australia have been more remote than the United States, Ma said. There's a reason for that. Lawmakers in Victoria, Australia have said they plan to introduce legislation that would give workers the legal right to work from home 2 days a week. While that sounds lovely, I would vehemently oppose the US implementing that, right? Leave it up to the companies. Leave it up to the companies to figure out their own policies. Let it be a benefit, whatever the case may be. Do not implement laws, labor laws, whatever, because the more the government gets involved inside of the laws for like minimum wage, all that stuff, the worse it makes it for people to get hired, right? I like people always, oh, living wage. If I agree to work for $4 an hour, nobody should step in the way of that. Let me not go off on that tangent, right? I will not go off on that tangent, but let me enter a contract. All right? Anyways, dozens of countries, including Thailand, Italy, and Brazil, offer digital nomad visas, which allow foreigners with remote visas to stay and work for an extended period of time. Different industries and occupations are more conducive to the remote work scene. In the United States, education, administrative, and social media positions are the fastest growing full-time remote jobs. Education, that's interesting. While nursing, telehealth, and licensed therapists are among the top titles for part-time remote work. Nursing? Interesting. According to the Frana at Flex Jobs. Smith said she sees opportunities to find remote jobs in marketing, product management, sales, human resources, talent acquisition, software development, engineering, customer support, data analysis, and financial services. However, read the fine print. PJ Rishak, 54, has been looking for remote work in web design, writing, and editing since he was downsized from a full-time job 2 years ago. He lives outside of Cincinnati, Ohio, and wants to avoid commuting to be able to work from home when his 9-year-old daughter is sick. So remember, I was telling you, right? People will be living. They'll get a place that is like semi-rural, and now they don't want to commute a long way to get to work, and they're like, oh well, what do I do? What do I do? But often when he finds jobs as advertised as remote, he reads further into the description to learn the employee wants candidates to live in a particular city or be available to work in the office several days per week. It's definitely frustrating. Rushak said, it almost feels like a waste of time. Search aggressively. Search aggressively. You gotta like when you say aggressive, you gotta say aggressively. Right? That's how you gotta say it, right? For Francesca Conti, an investor who works in a venture capital, working remotely from London for a Swiss company has allowed her to travel internationally and visit extended family in the United States of America. Just do me a favor, do not overstay your visa when you visit the United States of America. That's all, right? It says the opportunities are out there, but they're very few and far between, she said. Conti recommends attending industry or alumni events to meet contacts that can help in the search. Even though you want a remote opportunity, those relationships need to be made in person. They cannot be made remotely, Conti said. Remote opportunities are very unique in nature, so just be even more aggressive in the search and understand that it might take a little bit more time, but my experience has been highly worth it if you have the skills. Right? But that is the article. You gotta step up your game if you want the opportunity to work remotely. But a lot of companies are cutting down on it. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Let me check the chat really quick, and then we shall get to our last segment of work. Let me see. You're referring to those delusional women that want the top 1%. Yeah, yep. The good old 85-90%, right? Let's see. Junior says, I've seen them racing, working in NYC. All right, Junior, what you saw in New York was not a rat race, right? They were because those are not rats, right? Those are not rats. Those your New York rats are bigger than possums, all right? I'm just saying. Super duper rats, right? Master Splinter was just a regular New York rat. And says that's a fact, and then the company will start to fire people when these requirements are legislated. Exactly. That's what always happens. When you look at what do you call them? When these unions, they do the negotiation and all that type of stuff, and then like they say, oh yeah, we got you this deal, and then 6 months later, companies downsizing. Union members who are excited, the union members who are picketing on the line, they went from picketing on the line to sitting at home like Al Bundy, one hand in their pants, like, and they still pay their union dues. Gotta pay up. You gotta pay the mafia. Junior says, no, they're not bigger than possums, but they are huge. Some big rats. There are some big rats over there. All right, cool. So let's get into our last segment of work for today. Let me see. All right, so we got Indico installed. We got everything updated. So the next thing we're gonna do, we are going to ask Gemini. All right, so we're gonna ask Gemini, now that this is done, I believe, what do we do next? All right, we got that. Okay. So, all right, so now, so we did all of this. So now I'm going to ask, after we have created the plugin in Python code, what do we do next? Or how do we add the plugin to the running Indico? I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure the question that I'm supposed to be asking right now. Let's see what happens. Shout out to Gojo on Arena says, "Hi sir, hello to you as well. How are you? I am doing amazing, Gojo. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully this adds value to you. Thank you so much for tuning on Arena. I have to make sure that I continue to check Arena. Let me know if you have any questions." Shout out to RMA for following on Arena. Shout out to Dr. Mama Puma for following on Arena as well. Shout out to you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, so it says, excellent question. Once you have the Python code, you need to package it correctly, copy it into the running Indico container and instruct Indico to install it and load it. Since you're using Indico containers, a Docker-based setup, the process involves interacting with Docker containers where Indico is running. Here's a complete step-by-step guide. Let's see. So first you must organize your plugin code in a proper Python package structure on your local machine. Create a folder structure like this. Slack notifier init.py plugin requirements.txt setup.py. So all right, so and then we're gonna do the folder, the init.py plugin.py, which is gonna be okay. It's gonna be that. Okay, and the requirements. A text file listing any external libraries for your plugin. For the Slack notifier, it would be request. This is the most important file. Cool. Then copy and install the plugin into the container. Now you copy this folder into the Docker container and install it. Docker CP. All right, I'll ask it a different. Well, okay, I got it. So we're gonna get it to work first, and then if it does work, then we'll make it an installable plugin. All right. So, let's see. Dr. Mama Puma on Arena says, "Yo, what's good, Dr. Mama Puma? Shout out to you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
I appreciate you."
All right, so we are going to. Let's see. All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna go over to here, and I'm just gonna follow this instruction, right? So I'm gonna rename this folder. Rename to. Let's just call it Slack notifier. Make it easy. Slack notifier. And we need so we're gonna create a folder in here. We're gonna call this file. I guess we gotta let me create another folder. Let's do all right, let's refactor this first. Let's do this. Okay. I'm gonna create a new folder. I'm gonna call that, I'm gonna create a new package actually. New package, Slack notifier. And that should have the init in there. Cool. And then I am going to say, we're going to create a So we have our init.py. We're going to do new. I'll just copy this file into here, and we're going to just call that plugin.py, right? And then we're going to do a requirements file, new file requirements.txt, and that's going to have the requests library in there. And then we're going to do a setup.py. And that is going to have this code. And the name Indico plugin Slack notifier. All this right here, is that the right name? Yep, Slack notifier plugin. That is right. So there we go. We got everything in there. Great. Okay, so that's good. Let's go over to, let's see, Dr. Mama Puma. I am also streaming on YouTube, on X, and on Twitch. All names Tech Coach Ralph. How did you find Arena? I forgot the whole handle, but May. He told me about Arena. I'm inside of the Discord for, what is it called? This is called loading Discord. I'm inside the loading Discord. And he said, hey, you should stream on Arena. So I started streaming on Arena, right? And shout out to you. Thank you oh my God. Thank you for the tip, Dr. Mama Puma. Oh, appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for the tip. I really appreciate that. That is awesome. That is so kind of you. All right. Oh my goodness. I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed. And I am gonna be checking out some more stuff on Arena. My goal is to stream a lot more on Arena. Every time I go live on whatever platform, I'm also gonna be pushing it to Arena because there are some really cool stuff that's happening over there. All right. Let's continue with, did I not put 20 minutes on the, I forgot to put 20 minutes on the clock. All right, whatever. We'll wrap it up in a little bit. Says, all right, so now we need to find our container and copy. Yes, Maye Media UK. That's the name. Junior, you are a gold mine. Let's see. So I want to copy Docker CP, Slack notifier. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So I need to copy this into my container to a temp folder, and then we're going to access the container shell. So I know how to do this already. All right, so let's do this part. Let's do this part first, right? So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna have some fun. This would be so cool if it worked, right? So we're gonna do Docker CP for copy and Slack notifier. And we're gonna do let me open up a terminal to see what my thing is called. Let me do a new one. Docker PS. Ooh, I got a lot of stuff running. I want prod Indico web 1. All right, so I want this one. Docker CP, and then we're gonna go into prod Indico web 1. And we're gonna do is that the name of it? I guess so. :/tmp, right? So the folder is going to be inside of our temp folder, inside the container, right? So we're going to do that. And it's successfully copied. So shout out to that. Good. So now we're going to do Docker exec to connect to our container. And we're going to do -IT for interactive mode. And we're going to do prod indico web -1. And we're going to do bin/bash. Now we're inside of our terminal. We're going to do ls. We should see a temp folder. So now what the instructions are telling us to do is install the plugin inside the container, right? So we're going to do go into the folder cd temp /slack notifier. We're in there, and we're going to do ls. We're going to say pip install -e dot. Let's see what happens. Default. Okay. Did it go through? Did it go through? Right. So this error originates from a sub process. It is likely not a problem with pip. All right. Let's see what happened. Getting requirements to build editable did not run successfully. Let's see why that is. Why did that happen? So, oh, permission denied. All right. So so what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy. So this is probably we need to do a permissions issue. All right. What am I logged in as? Okay, I'm logged in as the right user. All right. So maybe, all right. So let's go and copy this. Oh, okay. So I got that. I'm going to go over here. And we are going to go to we're going to say I got this error when trying to install the package. So we're making progress, right? So now this is a permission error, simple, probably chmod, and we should be good. Dr. Mama Puma says, how did you know Meye? Honestly, I was on YouTube doing the same thing I'm doing right now. It's probably a Sunday afternoon, just like it is today, the same way that I met you, right? He came into my YouTube chat and he says, "Hey, I have this Discord. Join my Discord because we're going to be working on this." And then I joined the Discord, and he's like, "Oh, you should stream to Arena." I set up streaming to Arena like 2 weeks ago, and here we are, right? We got RJ Khan in the building. What's up, RJ Khan? Shout out to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
All right, so this is the classic file permission error inside Docker container. I can help you fix that. The root problem is that when you do Docker CP, you to copy your plugin folder, it is a container into the container. The files are owned by the root user. However, pip install command is run by the lower privileged Indico, who doesn't have permission to write or create files inside that root folder. Docker exec. So login is root. I guess we could do that. Change. Okay, so all right, so let's do that. So it's gonna we're gonna exit out of this. We're gonna change the ownership permission on the folder, and then we're gonna go back to the other user, and then we should be good. All right, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Let's go to exit. And we're gonna go to login. So I'm gonna fix this. Fix this to prod indico web -1, and we're gonna do bin bash. Oh, ha. Extra space. All right, bin bash. Now we need to do. Shout out to Dr. Mama Puma for following over on Twitch out of the game. I am definitely going to follow you back on Twitch as well as on Arena. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for all the support today. Really, really appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
All right. Now we're going to change the permission so that the Indico user can actually access that plugin. Good. And I think I'm just going to, instead of just switching the user, I'm gonna exit and then I'm gonna go back into it. All right, so let's do this. Let's go to exit, go 2 up so we can get into this one again. And now we're gonna go to cd temp slack notifier, and we're gonna do pip install -e dot. And looky there, we are good to go.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I am talking about. Let's see what happens. If this thing works, it is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I just gotta wait for this to install. The only thing that annoys me is that it has to install the whole Indico over again, even though Indico's already installed and running. What can you do? What can you do? All right, so we're good. We are good. Now what? That's the next question. Now what? Let's go back over to here. Restart your Docker container. Finally, restart your Docker container from your host machine to log into the to load the plugin. All right, so let's go ahead and load the plugin. Let's see if that works. We shall do Docker restart prod -indico -web -1, and it is restarting. So it's restarting here. All right, so it's restarted. Okay, so switch to over for no reason. All right, so it says your plugin should now be installed correctly and appear in Indico administrative area after you enable it. All right, so let's go and check it out. Let's go and check it out before we wrap it up. This will probably be the ending of the show, but I am looking at home. So this is Indico for those who are just tuning in. Indico Events Management. So the reason I'm installing this is because I want to figure out how to do this for my company, for my job, so we can have an easy way to manage events. Let's go to administration. Let's see if we have, is it plugins? I don't see the plugin in there. How do I enable it? So let's go to here. All right. After you enable it, where would I enable the plugin? Let's see. To enable login as admin, top right corner. Okay, we got that. Now we get to the plugin section on the left-hand side and find and enable. So you should see a list of plugins in your Indico and just scroll down. I don't see it though. I don't see it there. Applications, API. I don't see the plugin. I don't see the plugin. So we can enable this one. Can enable that one. I don't see the plugin. It's successfully installed. So I just restarted it. So let me connect back to the server to see Docker exec ls cd tmp ls. Oh, wait a second. The file isn't there anymore. Should it have been there? How do I know if it's installed or not? All right. So I'm gonna say I don't know. This is interesting. I guess after the restart, what's in the temp folder wouldn't be there anymore, but I don't see the plugin in the, I know it installed. I don't see the plugin in the, yeah, that's it. Okay. I don't see the plugin in the plugins section. How would I know if what I did in the container worked correctly? Let's see. So I'm guessing now, if I wanted to have this a part of the whole setup, I guess I could just add it as part of the image that I have, right? Check the Indico logs for startup. This is the most important step. It will tell you exactly why the plugin failed to load. All right, cool. There we go. So let's go over to here and we're gonna say Docker logs prod -indico -web -1. Oh, gotta exit. Docker logs prod -indico -web -1. Okay, let's see. I don't see anything. Oh, wait, let's see. What's this? Some logging thing. Plugin does not exist. What plugin does not exist? So connection refused. At 2009. Python logging, connection refused. Make app could not load some plugins. Okay, so this is the chat plugin not able to load. That's fair. This was at 2119. It's probably now. You enabled. All right. Let's see. I don't see anything that's causing it not to load. Let me see. Import error. There's a typo in your plugin file. Entry points. Verify the plugin is installed. Let's do that instead. To verify the plugin is installed, Docker. Let's go to the. Let's go here. We're gonna do su-s bin bash and then indico. Okay. Password? There's no password. No password. Okay, so let's just do bin bash. And we're gonna do pip list. All right, so using pip list, let's do pip list and then grep slack. Oh, it's there. It's installed. All right, so that's good. It's there, so that's good. If you see a line like that, it means the package was successfully installed. The problem is most certainly in your code or setup.py, which if you see a line like that, that means it installed. The problem is almost certainly in your code. Double check your setup file. Go back to, all right, let's go back over here then. And your setup file, Slack notifier plugin, Slack notifier plugin. Install requires Indico greater than 3 and requests the name. Check for things carefully. Is indico.plugin spelled correctly? I just copied and pasted. Indico.plugins, Slack notifier. Does the name Slack notifier exactly match the name in your plugins.py? I can confirm, but I'm pretty sure it does. Plugins.py. Yep, Slack notifier, Slack notifier. Most often the issue is a Python error in the plugins code or a typo in setup file. Everything looks fine. Is there something to do on the Indico side to make sure it sees the new plugin? Let's see. But that's going to be it for today. I'll probably work on it a little bit more later tonight. But I am happy that we've gotten this far. Let's see. Simple restart is supposed to be enough. Sometimes a forceful cache clearing is needed to, let's see. Let's try using Indico's own command line interface to clear it. Let's see. So Indico, so connect Indico CLI, cache, purge all, and then restart. All right, I'll do that part, but then I'm gonna wrap it up at that. Let's go to. Let's do Indico CLI, cache, purge all. And it doesn't have the Indico CLI command. Call it a day. I feel like it should have found it. Regardless, it is what it is. We shall figure it out. If not today, then definitely Tuesday night. We'll continue on this. I think we're very, very close. I can see the plugin is installed on the server. We'll figure out what's wrong with it, and we shall go from there, right? But that is it. That is it. Let me check the chats really, really quick before we get up and out of here. We don't have anything else on the YouTube side of the game. Let me see over on the. Why am I frozen over here? I don't know why I'm frozen over there. Let's see. Why am I frozen over here? Did I press? There we go. All right. So that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Truly, truly appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. You guys are absolutely awesome, absolutely wonderful. Shout out to Dr. Mama Puma for all the support today. Great, great meeting you. Truly, truly appreciate you. I'm going to go and follow you as well and tune into your streams because I like to reciprocate the support. Junior, Operations Tech Takeover, thank you guys so, so much. Do me a favor as we head out of the show. If you have not done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. Go and join technotrap.dev. Join for free. Join the Patreon for free. You can join us for our Vibe Code and Chill sessions. We meet up every other Saturday. We have discussions. We build things. We talk about things. Yesterday we stumbled across it. My ADD is real. We stumbled across looking up cars, 1970 Ford Mavericks, amazing looking car. 1970 Ford Mavericks. We're looking at that. It was crazy. All because of math. All because of math from East Buffalo, New York. Right? That's what we do. That is what we do. Right? So join us, Vibe Code and Chill. I'm gonna be clipping them up, putting them out during the week. We have Scrum Night coming up next Sunday in the TechCoach Patreon. Sign up for resumeflow.app. Get your resume analyzed, apply smarter, see how the applicant tracking system sees your resume, see how you match up to the job that you want, and get some interview questions as well. All of that good stuff over at resumeflow.app. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's show. But Junior says, great show as usual. Thank you so much, Junior.
I appreciate you.
Truly, truly appreciate you. Shout out to everybody on Arena. Thank you guys for tuning in. Dr. Mama Puma again. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate you. Tomorrow, Candid Conversations, noon Eastern time on YouTube. All of that good stuff. I will see you then. I got to get out of here. You guys have an amazing, amazing rest of your Sunday. Amazing, amazing rest of your weekend. Techo Trouf, we are out.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Free like the wind, no leash on my fire. Chasing my goals, fueled by desire. Cut through the schemes, dodged every liar. Working for me, lifting myself higher. Free like the wind, no leash on my fire. Chasing my goals, fueled by desire. Cut through the schemes, dodged every liar. Working for me, lifting myself higher.
Cut the ties, scissors in my hands, snip the strings. Marionette, no more, I dance for my own wings. They set traps, but I'm dodging all their schemes. Tunnel vision sharp, chasing all my dreams.
Solo moves that can box me in cages. Wrote my own books, skip through their pages. Blueprint dreams building high with no wages. Stacking my wins, life flipping through stages. I'm so free, no chains on my feet.
No chains.
Build my own path, paved it in concrete.
It's paved.
I work for me,
Just for me.
Don't clock in for their greed.
No.
Self-made, self-fed, I'm all that I need.
I did it. They whisper lies, try to pull me in their storm, but I'm weatherproof, dressed in my own form. Goals in my sight, sharp as a hawkeye's. The nonsense fades, lost in my skies.
Said I couldn't do it, now they watch in awe. Build my empire brick by brick, no flaw. Their schemes crumble, dust under my stride. I rise higher, no limits on this ride. I'm so free, no chains on my feet.
No chains.
Built my own path, paved it in concrete.
Paved.
I work for me,
Just for me.
don't clock in for their greed.
No.
Self-made, self-fed, I'm all that I need.
I did it. Blueprints drawn from the ink of my will. No shortcuts here, just grinding uphill. Desire's flame bright, can't dim my fire. A phoenix soaring higher and higher.
I'm so free, no chains on my feet.
No chains.
Built my own path, paved it in concrete.
paved.
I work for me,
Just for me.
don't clock in for their greed.
No.
Self-made, self-fed, I'm all that I need.
I did it. Nonsense chatter, static on my line. Tunnel vision sharp, I'm chasing what's mine. They want my time, I keep it confined. Locked in the ground, let my essence shine.
I'm so free, no chains on my feet.
No chains.
Built my own path, paved it in concrete.
It's paved.
I work for me,
Just for me.
don't clock in for their greed.
No.
Self-made, self-fed, I'm all that I need.
I did it. Free like the wind, no leash on my fire. Not my fire. Chasing my goals, fueled by desire. Cut through the schemes, dodged every liar. I'm working for me, just for me. Lifting myself higher. Highest levels.